Need to. Hey. I don't know. I thought we said we were only trading between each other, but then it felt like last time I said that people didn't feel that way, so I don't know. Text it in the group and ask. Does it show me live for you right now? Alright, I need to first make your team adjustments. Can you hear me in the stream? You can?
Oh, It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll see Kirk Cousins. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Vikings and the Eagles on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the defending NFC champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched
first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And we already knew that Hurts was a good quarterback, but last year he moved to elite status. Under his guidance, the Eagles returned to the Super Bowl and nearly won it. And he's also one of the league's most dangerous players, thrown for 38 touchdowns his last 2 seasons and run for another 23.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And now it's second down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. Yeah, they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yard is?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. McCaffrey running up the middle, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The numbers for McCaffrey last week: 12 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Hurts. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it's 2nd and goal.
At the Vikings 9-yard line.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Carlson able to put this one through. So the long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Eagle defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener, didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Cousins. That is caught. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Again, it's Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A gain of 5. And the Vikings 1st down.
A handoff, Fournette running left. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Michael Gallup. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They are coming off the game last week, which was a very interesting game. And, Charles, ultimately it ended in a tie.
And that's difficult on teams because, let's face it, Brandon, they just don't know how to react. I mean, who does? Did you win? No. Did you lose? No. Because when you win, you jump up and down. Life's good. When you lose, you set your face in that stone look so that you show that you weren't hurt. I think it's one of those things at the end of the year you find out just how you're supposed to feel about that tie. Did it help you or hurt you in the standings? Then you'll know what you really should have felt that game.
Here's Hurts to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
On first down, Hurts. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Hurts throwing into the hands of McLaurin. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. Hurts sets up to throw it. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. Throwing is Hurts. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. From the gun, it's Hurts. Being chased out left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Final play of the half, Cousins, incomplete. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment, but first, The NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans as they'll square off against the LA Chargers. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the New York Giants. And finally, on Monday night, our first doubleheader of the year. Saints-Panthers at 7:15 Eastern, followed by Cleveland-Pittsburgh an hour later. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on first down. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
He's got his man. It's Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Cousins. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted. It's spotted at the 14-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Shoves him away. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and a yard. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Good enough for the... On the counter, here's Williams. And he's got some space here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 20. First down.
At halftime, you have to feel like the defense.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 40 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Terry McLaurin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On the option to give to Williams here. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down. Here's Hurts. This is Kupp. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Good luck trying to get your running game going against Ndamukong Suh. I mean, he is so strong. Just trying to move him, take 1 guy, 2 guys, whatever. I wish you a whole lot of luck. He usually converts an offensive running game into rubble.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through. That's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 3rd. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing is Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Up the gut, Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Cousins now. Dumps it off to Fournette. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot, That means you have to run extra.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Again, it's Cousins. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Well, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Well, on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And that should do it. He's got a 1st down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Hurts down to one knee, and that should just about do it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead.
It's week 2 of the NFL, and we'll see Robert Spillane. He put up numbers last week with a 9-tackle performance. It's the Raiders and the Bills, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Well, there is a brand new stadium starting to take shape just across the way, but for now, the action is here at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
Teams here each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field.
Dak going to start out going to the air. And here's the former Raider wideout, Amari Cooper. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Play action now, Prescott. That one into the hands of Hopkins downfield. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's Kupp to kick off. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
3rd down and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Waddle there. Third down here. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. You look at this Raiders defense, and they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Prescott. And he will find his man on the end round, complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They run it here with Oliver. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way. But that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. It looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. Kupp knocks this one through the post, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Las Vegas.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Bills are going to get the football back. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
There he goes, right side. A big play here for Buffalo. 45 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. 10-0 our score. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Here's Freiermuth again. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 38-yard
Play fake.
line.
Here's Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spotted it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this 1st half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Pressure comes and down he goes. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Prescott looks to throw on first. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Prescott from the gun. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Prescott now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Carlos Dunlap in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. The Packers trying to hold on and claim victory. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Gus Edwards with a couple of touchdowns. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Texans locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. It was the veteran quarterback Dak Prescott who had it working in the first half. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half.
That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging, because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach, because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
So here are the Bills to take over. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well. A first down throw for Prescott. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down. Now Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. DeAndre Hopkins. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Following the touchdown, here's Kupp to kick off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. We're in the third quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball down the field almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range. Partner, this is certainly turning out to be one of those days. Here we are in the second half. They're being shut out. Offense is doing nothing. And you're just saying, please, come on, give us something here to your kicker. But even this is no good.
So the missed field goal, and now they're in great shape. They'll start at the 38. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
Now Prescott. And he'll get this one to Cooper, complete. A big play here for Buffalo. 45 yards. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Off the play fake, Prescott. Touchdown, Bills. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So, Charles, they are well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive, impressive performance.
Extra point by Kupp, up and good. And the lead is now 24.
Bills 24. Raiders nothing.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now a throw here, hauled in. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
That's good for a Buffalo Bills. First and 10 at the 40.
Here's Prescott. He finds Hopkins complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 49-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second and 2. On play action, Prescott. A short one there to Freiermuth. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
The rookie Tyree Wilson, a first-round pick there to bring him down.
It's second and 8 at the 41-yard line.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
On the give, this is their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. On second down, here's Barkley. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On third down, Barkley. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Raiders now set to get the football back. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Ryan Tannehill. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Titans and the Chargers, next on EA Sports.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan ball club entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually...
Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And he won't quite make it to the 25. Well, the Titans ready to take over on offense for the first time, and it is the now 35-year-old Ryan Tannehill who leads them out in his 12th NFL campaign.
Those who expected Ryan Tannehill to go quietly into the night after the Titans drafted Will Levis, well, they clearly don't know this man well at all. He's a fighter and former comeback player of the year and expects to have his best season yet as a pro in this campaign.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. But Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. From the gun, here's Tannehill. That's complete to Traylon Burks. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. A nice run there on 1st down as Henry uses his size to plow forward. Call it a pickup of 7. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 19 carries, 57 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. He'll take this to the 46. Well, this defense for the Chargers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Tannehill. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. Here's Tannehill. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 35. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Second down and a yard.
Second and a yard at the 26-yard line.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Third down and 1.
On third down, Henry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. A handoff running left, Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession. 2nd and 7 as they've got it as we resume action. Second down, they go again with Henry. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Henry. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On second down, here's Henry. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That second down play nets a -4.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So the Charger offense making its way out, and at the controls is the league's second leading passer a year ago. At 25 years of age, out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And his task in this situation is making sure that his team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at him right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. on the option right. Herbert pushes past him, fighting his way through contact. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. Up the middle, here's Taylor. Down to the 41. The Chargers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Here's Herbert. The field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 28. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me,
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Titans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw's a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out first and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Now Tannehill. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's first and 10. Throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Nick Bosa. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He had some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time I'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackled him for just a short gain.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Herbert now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. And he's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gay knocks this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We begin with a rematch of one of the better playoff games from this past season. The defending champs, Kansas City, on the road this time to take on Jacksonville. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the 2nd quarter. A touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Romeo Doubs, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And they trail the visiting Ravens in that one at halftime. Gus Edwards with a couple of touchdowns. We were treated to a fine first half from the veteran Ryan Tannehill. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Trying the left side with Gibbs. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Herbert on first down now. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Herbert. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And his throw here is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Herbert back to the air. That is caught and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown machine. He's going to get plenty of looks down here near the goal line, so if I'm on defense, I might start getting prepared to see his number called a couple of more times.
Taylor will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Gay's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold her. Let's get the ball back for us.
So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. They'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now left side on the swing pass, and this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, He's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks. And now here's a tackle behind the line.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Herbert. He'll work that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Herbert off of play action. He hits his target, Lockett. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Chargers are going to get themselves a fresh set of downs here. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run with Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. This for the lead in the final stages. And Gay knocks this one through, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So now Tannehill and the Titans down 9-7. 2:18 on the clock. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. To Henry. Finding space at the 40. And finally brought down at the 43.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Tannehill. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. 2nd and 6 coming up. Throwing Tannehill. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They're going deep for Hill, and this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Obviously, Charles, such an important, well-executed touchdown, and that caps off what has been a strong second half. Remember, they trailed at halftime.
And how about the response? That's the type of thing that every team talks about before a season begins. Don't worry about the scoreboard at the half. Let's play strong in the second and come out and take the fight to our opponent. They did exactly that, and now they have the lead to show for it.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. Phillips now from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now Tannehill connects with Duvernay. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Tannehill.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
Tannehill to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Tannehill now to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments. And anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
One last throw here for Tannehill. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jets and the Cowboys. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come off a loss in the home opener last week. Now they get their first road test of the early year.
And it's such a downer when you lose that first game after pointing to it in the whole offseason. They've got to get themselves revved up and cranked up and try again this week.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Now the new-look Jets ready to go on offense. And it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They toss it down to Pollard. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. You look at this Cowboy defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Micah Parsons is off to one of the greatest starts in any NFL career. 2 seasons, 2 All-Pro selections, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, and even some MVP votes last year. And behind all of that, 26.5 sacks.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
So here come the Cowboys onto the field with excellent position to get things started. They'll be led out by the 7th overall pick in 2018 from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
And that's really good field position they were given. Now, nothing's a gimme. We know that. But I know his goal, have the field goal kicker just stay on the bench. They want to put it in the end zone and get 6 out of this one. If they don't, I think it'll feel like a disappointment.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And here's Allen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Now Allen again. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Cook will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Here's Thomas Morstead now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Kupp. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
You don't confuse Franklin Myers with the all-pros of the Jets defense, but don't underestimate his role on the team. Dependable, big body, and a little pass rush chops too. 11 sacks over the last 2 seasons.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open man here is Conklin. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Conklin's first season in New York saw him match his production from Minnesota almost to the number. And the Jets, they will happily continue to take those numbers as he delivers again with a 1st down.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Here's Rodgers. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Rodgers. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Rodgers. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
That was a chance for the breakthrough. He's got a man running free, and you've got to be able to put that on it. But instead, let it too far, incomplete.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. To the air, Allen. That is caught, and he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Kupp. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. On second down, here's Allen. Throw left side complete to Chase. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 33.
That's the third time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Now Allen. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Here's Allen. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start by heading out west, State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington Commanders. 2 touchdown passes there for Russell Wilson. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. It was the veteran Dalvin Cook who took center stage in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down. Allen now looks to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
He was out there waving his arms saying throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate, drops it.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Allen going to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Allen's throw complete there to St. Brown. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. They'll run it. Here's Kupp. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way gun. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. He hit his first, this one from 38. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. And they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Throwing now is Rodgers. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. Dallas, Texas is the spot, 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, that's the kind of play that was lacking all the way through the first half. Maybe this can give them a little bit of a spark because they're not out of this game by any stretch.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Rodgers again now. That's dumped off to Pollard. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at their 48-yard line.
On play action, Rodgers. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Pollard. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Now Allen. He's going to get this one down to Kupp. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have him. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding, offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Meanwhile, Allen's and the throw here caught by Addison. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 37-yard line.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Now Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Kupp is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, And we get a seal here. And we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Cook, they'll try and run it. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Completes it to Hardman. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Rodgers. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On second down, it's Cook again. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Cowboys, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.